very good morning and thanks for joining us on The Breakfast. My name is Jamb Agaji. Today is mid-month, it's the 15th day of May 2025. We hope that you had a wonderful night. Thanks once again for joining us for breakfast. The race for Lagos governorship in 2027 intensifies. That's what we'll be looking at on our first hot topic. And also, UK envoy praises Tinubu's economic reforms. That's another hot topic we'll be having this morning. But before all that, we'll take the Off the Press. Off the Press is what fresh headlines we have for today. And before that, we will have trending topics that we'll bring to you, news headlines that we just picked some interest in to talk about this morning. It promises to be wonderful, and we're hoping that you're going to sit through this and maybe even make your contributions after the show by going to our platforms, all our platforms, and making some comments about what you think of all the things we have said and how it was said. Once again, welcome to the show. First of all, we'll take a breather and look at the quote for this morning before we enter every other matter for today. Stay with us. We hope that has sunk in. The quote for today by Peter Drucker: the best way to predict the future is to create it. The best way to predict the future is to create it. What other words can you use to explain this? It is self-explanatory. It has told you what you need to do. Whatever you want your future to be, it is the actions that you put into life now that evolve into what your future is going to be. And let's take Nigeria as a country. What do we want Nigeria to be 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 50 years from now? In fact, in some countries, they make plans for 150 years, 250 years from the present moment. What are we doing in Nigeria? It's not enough for everybody to just think that to create a future that will have my name on it, I'll have to do something, finish it at the same time, and make sure that my name is written on it. And then maybe the next governor or the next president will come, rubbish that thing, remove it from history books, and then throw it away. That's not how it works. So let's plan our country well, let's plan our lives well, let's do everything to make sure that tomorrow is better. And it doesn't have to be better for us. Sometimes we just need it to be better for the children that we are going to bring up later on. So let's plan. That's what it is. Whatever you think you want to achieve, you have to plan. And planning starts now. Planning is now before the achievement of that. No matter how little that creation will be, that makes you have a glimpse of what the future would be, just go ahead and do it. That's what is being said this morning. So you want to be a professor, you know what to do. You want to be a medical doctor, you know what to do. You want to be a politician, you know what to do. You want to be a good father or a mother, you know what to do. The time to start is now. Whatever it is, whether you have a broken relationship and you want to mend it, you want a future better than what you have now, then you know what to do. Or you ask the people who are doing better than you to advise you on what to do. That's a bottom line of it. So don't get discouraged. Don't ever think that the future is bleak, because the future is as bright as you lay the foundation today. Like they say, as you lay your bed, that's how you're going to lie on it. So take seriously what you do today, because it contributes meaningfully to what tomorrow will be. Okay, we'll go now to our top trending issues. The first one is that Oshiomhole challenges Abati to a street fight over remarks. Senator Adams Oshiomhole, representing Edo North, has challenged Arise TV anchor Dr. Ruben Abati to a physical fight over comments he deemed disrespectful. Speaking on Channels Television, Oshiomhole criticized Abati for asking former Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa a question he described as mischievous, implying Oshiomhole had influence over forgiveness of political sins in the APC. Oshiomhole found the implication absurd, asserting his legislative role does not involve such matters. Oshiomhole also accused Abati of ignoring his contributions to labor movements, particularly during his tenure as Nigeria Labour Congress president. He referenced Abati's past issues with the EFCC and labeled his remarks as biased and vindictive. The senator suggested Abati harbored grievances over his own political losses, citing his failed gubernatorial bid in Ogun State. Concluding his remarks, Oshiomhole directly challenged Abati to resolve their differences outside the media spotlight, suggesting a street fight. Abati has yet to respond publicly to the senator's statements. Okay, first of all is that whatever Abati has said, did he lie? If he lied, he should be taken to court for defamation, as simple as that. If he did not lie, then what should be done? Oshiomhole should do everything to correct the impression that he has given to people. I understand he was a labor man from humble beginnings. He was a tailor of some sort, and then he rose to become a labor leader, and a very good one at that. At the time that he was the NLC president, he did very, very well. After that, he contested, became a governor under a party that was not the reigning party as it is. I think it was Labour Party. He didn't win outrightly. They went to court and he got it. He had a coalition with other parties, but he came out as a Labour candidate and won an election in his state. He has done that. He also has, after climbing that citadel to become the governor, he's now a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We'll give him that. It's an achievement that a lot of people may not achieve. But when anything comes to question, when integrity comes to question, past records do not matter. If you are a priest, for instance, and tomorrow you become an armed robber, you cannot say, because yesterday I was a priest, today you cannot count my sins against me. President Tinubu was the leader of protests before now. Today people accuse him of killing dissenting voices, killing the voice of the people, killing the rights of the people to protest or ask questions. The same President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So you cannot use past glories to judge a case of today, because you were good before and now you turned bad. I'm not saying that is what Oshiomhole has become, but my concern is someone of that status, someone who has been a labor leader, clamoring for change, protesting here and there to give Nigerians a good lease of life, someone who has climbed to becoming a governor in Nigeria, someone who is a legislator now, in fact, a senator, making laws for Nigeria, should never, ever, even as a joke, resort to solving any matter with a physical fight. Maybe he was joking when he said it. Maybe he meant it. But that does not portray someone of that standing. It's a personal opinion. And people like that should have no business in government. Because if someone criticizes you and the next thing, whether the criticism was right or wrong, there should be better channels of doing that. Maybe prove that person wrong by doing the right thing and just pointing to these things and make a fool of the person who said you don't do those things. If someone comes to me now and tells me, you're a woman, there are things I can do to show that I am a man, I'm not a woman. So I don't need to even go to court. I don't need to fight the person. What am I trying to prove? So maybe Oshiomhole made a joke out of it, that he was going to meet the Reuben Abati on the streets. I don't know how that kind of fight will be when the two of them meet. Well, they say it is not the size of, it's not the fight. So what do they say? Is the fight in the dog that counts, not the size of the dog. So something like that. So I wouldn't say their body build and all that will be a factor. We never know what happens. Bruce Lee was not that much, was not that big, but he could beat virtually anybody because of his skills. So, but that's by the way. The thing is, if something is done, if something is said for someone as supposedly as mature as Adams Oshiomhole, he should never, ever, even like I said, in a jocularly manner, say that they should settle their differences, whether in a ring or on the streets or anywhere. What are you telling the other people? Just telling them that your strength is on the streets or in the streets? I don't know what you wanted to achieve with that. I think if Reuben Abati, sometimes it might go overboard. A lot of people find it very, very disturbing, some things that he might do. But if he told a lie about you or against you, why not take him to court? Or why not just point out, if he says that when you were in government, for instance, you stole ₦1 million, and you bring the records to just show that you didn't steal ₦1 million, or there's something you used ₦1 million to do, and then you will make a fool out of him and not say that you should meet on the streets. I found that disturbing. Maybe other people will laugh over it, maybe other people will not see anything wrong with it, and but we should leave that kind of entertainment to the Portable and the Akpi of this world, and not legislators, and not broadcasters, and not ex-governors or ex-presidents and all that. Those things, some utterances should never come from particular kinds of people. That is just my thing. So please, if Reuben Abati has done anything to you, I'm talking to my senator, because he's making laws for me, whether it's from my constituency or not. I'm talking to my senator. If someone goes wrong, someone irredeemably goes wrong, it is not your place to, like my people say, if a madman takes your clothes when you're bathing, if you run after the madman, you are a greater madman. That's what it is. So you take your time, know that that person is mad. I'm not saying any of this party is mad. No, that's not what I'm saying. But if a madman takes your clothes, you know what to do to preserve your dignity and not put yourself to shame by running after the madman. He runs into the market, you run after him. He runs into the church, you run after him because you want to get your clothes back. That's not how it happens. So to prove to us that everything anybody else has been saying about you is wrong, just prove us wrong by by setting the record straight. Sometimes temptations come, sometimes people make you really angry, but your ability to manage that anger is what makes you mature, or more mature than the person who is accusing you. So that's my candid take on that. Don't go to the street and fight anybody. Leave that to the Agberos to do, not you, please. You are a senator of the Republic of Nigeria, and a one-time governor, and a one-time very good labor leader. What happens to the ideals that you had then, I don't know, because a lot of things that you fought against are not the same things that are happening in this administration that you have also soiled your hands in. The second top trending issue is the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board, Jamb, has accepted our responsibility for a technical glitch that caused mass failure during the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME. The registrar, Professor Ishaq Oloyede, publicly apologized, taking full responsibility for the error, which affected candidates in 157 centers across 6 states. As a corrective measure, 379,997 candidates will rewrite the exam between May 16 and 18, with affected candidates instructed to reprint their slips soon. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, criticized Jamb's handling of the results, threatening legal action if scores are not reviewed. ASU UNN Chairman Comrade Oyibo Eze alleged bias against Southeast candidates, many of whom scored poorly despite being high-performing students. He urged regional governors to intervene and warned of potential protests. Jamb, however, maintains its commitment to transparency and fairness, ensuring the issue was not sabotage but a service provider error. The National Parent-Teacher Association of Nigeria, NAPTAN, commended Jamb for admitting its mistakes and investigating the situation. NAPTAN President Alhaji Haruna Danjuma confirmed thorough efforts were made to identify affected candidates. As Jamb implements solutions, public concern remains high, highlighting the importance of preserving the integrity of national examinations. First of all, I'd like to commend Jamb for being humble enough to take the responsibility of whatever happened. And the swiftness with which they did this investigation and arrived at the result is also commendable, which means it's possible to do this as swiftly as possible. But would they have done it if the people of Nigeria didn't cry foul? So there are two things in there. It could have gone if Nigerians didn't cry that this was off and they went to do it, which means that Nigerians have a very, very strong voice. We just don't use it. So if Jamb could reverse what they were doing and all that, it means that your voices can be heard not only in Jamb. I wish that the cry of Nigerians also can land on the right side of the ears of INEC someday when Nigerians cry foul in things that we feel should not have come from INEC. But that's digression. Jamb, thank you for taking responsibility. The question is it really this number that you have given us, the about 300 and something thousand that were affected? Is it only this year that something like this has happened? You said a service provider uploaded the wrong things on the cloud or something like that. It may not have been the first time, because in fact, Jamb has done CBT for more years than we can count. Okay, so for a very long time. Let me not say more years than we can count. We can count the years that it started, but this is not the first or second or third year. This is a time that we should be nearing perfection, and this is happening. So what happened the previous years? Maybe it was so negligent that Nigerians didn't notice and they didn't cry out, and because of that, no investigation was done. So if the other students are going to write exams, because according to you, 159 centers were affected and all that, we are not sure right now that other centers that you think were not affected were truly free from all this. So if I were the one, I'd just say it should be a choice. Whoever wants to rewrite the exams because of this glitch should fill a particular form and then rewrite these exams. And then you should have given more time, because I hear that the rewriting of these exams will be like maybe on the 18th of May or so, which is about 3 days away. If you know what goes into writing of Jamb, you should know that that time is too short. That's for me. You think Jamb is, you said right in the nearest center to you. You should fill that form and all that. Okay, this is Nigeria. We do extended family. We do so many other things that give us opportunity to grow in life. Take a scenario, for instance, that an uncle in Lagos has decided to give someone in the village a better education, and said, okay, during Jamb, you will come over to Lagos, be here for some time, read your books, and then write in a center where I know that you are going to be serious about. And it comes all the way from maybe Benue State, or comes all the way from whatever state that is their state of origin, to visit the uncle, so that at Jamb's time, they are going to write in that near center. And then they have written this center, and the center is affected. He has already gone back to the village, and then he will have to come back here. Don't say it's a simple thing. There are some people who have not visited their villages for up to 6 years because they can't afford the transportation to go to their villages. It's not a laughing matter at all. It's difficult. Times are difficult for a lot of people, and for them to be able to do what they're doing, they have had several family meetings, they have done donations, they have done this and that, and then you're giving them a space of 1 week to come and rewrite examinations for people who may have left where they are. Now, I always use my village to the nearest place that you can possibly write Jamb. It takes you about 5,000 naira to get there, transportation to get to that place. And because of that, you know already that the place should be far. And this is not far just because it's far. That is the local government headquarters where I come from my village to the local government headquarters will cost you that much. And that is because the road is far, the road is bad, and so many other things that will make you. So going and coming will be 10,000 naira. Going and coming will not be a possibility on the same day, which means you have to go there, maybe lodge in a hotel if you don't have anybody to stay with. You lodge in a hotel and write the examination the next day, and then come back either that same day or the day after. So you're putting plus or minus 3 days to do this, and a 10,000 naira for just transportation. You have not talked about feeding for the 3 days and all that. So for some people, this is just small money, but for a lot of others, this is a fortune, like 6 months savings before they can do this. Whether you like it or not, there are people like that in this Nigeria. So I feel the time is very short, and I feel also that since you have accepted the fact that there was an error, there's a possibility that this also happened somewhere else. Why not just, in your magnanimity, just say those people who feel that their results were not the true reflection of what they got could come back, write the exams in 1 month's time. You fill a form and all that. Maybe the same center, you won't have to write in the same center. Maybe in a state that had 20 centers, you'll now trim it down to 10 centers, and it will be their choice, and everybody will be happy about it. For those who are happy with their results, no problem, they go with it. But we're concerned about what may have happened in previous years that we did not take notice, and what may have happened in other centers that you say everything went well. Those are just our concerns. But thank God that you have accepted the fact that it was your fault and the fault of the servers that uploaded something that was different from what you gave, or something, I don't know. But heads should roll at this time. People should resign. People should be fired, because these are destinies of people, young Nigerians, and by implication the destiny of Nigeria that was being toyed with. But let's see how it goes. We'll move there to another top trending issues. Captain Alex Abati, Director General of the Nigerian Safety Investigation Bureau, NSIB, has refuted claims by the U.S. State Department that Nigeria airports are generally unsafe. In a statement by the NSIB's Director of Public Affairs, Bimbo Oladeji, Abati emphasized that while there is room for improvement, the generalization of unsafe conditions at Nigerian airports is unfair. He acknowledged challenges like perimeter fencing and wildlife intrusion, but noted these issues are not unique to Nigeria and occur globally, including in the U.S. Abati commended the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria for its ongoing safety upgrades. Addressing a recent incident at Asaba Airport involving animals on the runway, Abati clarified that the aircraft was undamaged and continued its journey without issues. He explained that the incident did not require NSIB reporting, but emphasized plans to engage with the airport's private management to improve safety practices. Abati also highlighted findings from the U.S.-led investigation into the late Herbert Wigre's helicopter crash, which pointed to systemic issues and flight risks assessment deficiencies rather than pilot error alone. The NSIB head reiterated the agency's expanded mandate under the 2022 Establishment Act, covering accidents investigations across air, rail, road, and maritime sectors. He announced progress in developing frameworks for these modes, including completed maritime and rail regulations. Abati reaffirmed the NSIB's commitment to ensuring transport safety through comprehensive, objective investigations and collaborative stakeholder engagement. Very good. Sometimes an external body comes, accuses you of some things or exposes some things, and we are very defensive. It is good. Nobody should prognose into our situation in Nigeria. Very good. Defend our Nigeria. But are the things that were said true or false? If they are true, you look into it. It's very childish for me when you tell somebody that you're not doing well in a particular case, and in their defense, they tell you that, what about the other person who is doing it? It doesn't make sense to me. If there are challenges that you could have surmounted, and you say because it's happening in another country, it's a global thing, it doesn't matter, you can't single us out, then it feels really childish to me. That's what I always think, but that's a personal opinion. If you tell me that if you go on this road, you might get robbed, and I say, what about the other people who have been walking that road? Why are they not robbed? Then I don't want to take any warning. I don't want to take responsibility. If I'm told about a particular thing that I should not do or that I'm doing wrongly, and I'm saying others are doing it, if what I'm doing according to law is wrong, And I say, what about others that are doing it? We don't have the same destiny. We don't have the same grace. We don't have everything the same. Because others are doing it doesn't make you eligible to just do it, you know, because I'm qualified to do it just like others are doing it. Yahoo is bad. Oh, what about the other people who are doing Yahoo? Stealing is bad. Or what about other people that are stealing? That's a very childish way to answer questions or to accept responsibility for whatever you're doing. So if Nigerian airports are unsafe, what are the things that were mentioned? Because once a Nigerian tells you there's room for improvement, that means a lot of things are lacking. So if these things are lacking in our airports, then correct them. Look into the issues, correct them. You said perimeter fences, now you're thinking about it. Now NSIB is the sole organization responsible for accident investigations and all that. Fine. But you're telling us now that modalities are being developed now to make sure you are able to handle all those situations. So you didn't do those things before now. You are just beginning the establishment, the organization, and you didn't put everything in place. It worries me in Nigeria where you establish something before you look at a framework that will make that thing work. It bothers me all the time, but this is Nigeria that we are. Let's keep defending ourselves. Whatever it is, we hope that whatever has been noticed by the so-called foreign bodies that should not prognose anyway. Yes, I agree with that. But if we're doing the wrong thing, then let someone else shame us. And when they shame us, let us sit up instead of giving or making excuses for our failure. Well, we could have taken so much more, but let's stop here so that we can give room for the fresh headlines on Off the Press. So we'll take a break now. When we return, we'll go to the papers and see what made it to the front pages. Stay with us.